with Erin needs 2 E's, not 1. Y'all already know. Today, we doing something real light. We doing some Sketty. And we not doing no, like, break down, bust down spaghetti. Like, one day I'm gonna make some spaghetti with y'all, starting with like the tomatoes on its own, and I got like little Worcestershire and all that other stuff. One day I'm gonna put y'all on that, but today we need something quick because it's already 5:43 and we gotta get dinner ready. So we gonna use the jars, but we're gonna spruce up the jars. So if you're gonna use jar spaghetti sauce, make sure you put a little bit of effort and stuff into it. So I got my little peppers, I got my little sticks, and I got my little sausage, turkey sausage, and then we're also going to use some beef. Now, sometimes I use turkey meat, sometimes I use beef. I honestly like beef more than I like turkey meat when it comes to like the ground beef and ground turkey, but we got ground beef today, so I'm super excited. So we can go ahead and cut this up. Yesterday I made sure, I was like, okay, so I be talking about the Bible, which we gonna do each and every day, but I want to make sure y'all know what's going in it, so if you try to reduplicate this process, you know what to do and you know what's supposed to be in there. So I already rinsed these, but I'm going to rinse them one more time just for fun, because why not? So give me a second so I can rinse my little peppers. All right. And fun thought, like when you rinse your peppers and stuff, all of a sudden you find yourself finding like the smell, like you can smell it better. Like it just, I don't know, it hit it how it's supposed to hit. All right, let's get to it. So today, yesterday, y'all already know that we had went to Genesis. I'm just gonna crunch on my little peppers right now, so nothing too crazy ain't going on. I got my butter in my pan, mixing my little butter. And so yesterday, y'all know we talked about Genesis 6 and Genesis 5. And so that was just all about God, Adam, Eve. And then that brought us into Moses and how he was directed by God to go on this mission along with his family. He said, take your family. You still in place? Not yet. Maybe one day, but not today. So take your family and you stuff and, you know, go be safe, because I'm about to do some crazy stuff to this earth, and I need to make sure that you are protected. I need to make sure that you've been a disciple, a disciplined disciple of God. And so I want to make sure that you and your family are good. So he takes his family and he goes to build this boat, right? And so then that brings us to chapter 7 that we're about to read today. And so what I put in the spaghetti, y'all, before I start reading, I put in green pepper, red pepper. If I have yellow pepper, I'll throw that in there as well. I put onion. Oh, I put celery, and then I put sausage. And we're going to saute all of that down together. And we're going to put a capful of garlic in there. And we're going to saute all of that down before we put the sauce in the pan or before we cook the beef, so we can make sure we got that seasoning going how it's supposed to go. We got that flavor going, because if you just use the can, I ain't gonna say that the can tastes bad, because I done did the can before too. But I'm telling you, you start adding in all the extra stuff, that seasoning in it, ooh, it be popping. It be like something real good. All right, so hold on, y'all. I'm about to start reading the Bible in 1 second. Let me get these chopped up so I can just be stirring while I'm reading. I don't want to chop my finger off. I'm not a professional where I can look at y'all and not look down at my knife and not cut my hand. So I ain't even about to try to keep it too cute where I be like, oh yeah, I could do this. I can't do that. I'm gonna chop my finger off right on here on the slide. Y'all gonna be scared to death. All right, let me move this. I actually cut too much. I really didn't need that much, but that's okay. And then we're gonna do our celery. I'm gonna move that off the thing for 2 seconds so it don't burn, because they out of my butter. So my favorite butter is, I can't believe it's not butter or Blue Bonnet butter. I like the way both of those butters melt, but it was out of both of those. So then I ended up getting salted butter that like you make mac and cheese with. And that's not bad butter. It's just that butter burn real quick. So I make sure that you can't leave that on the heat if you're going to be cooking and stuff, because you're going to be like, oh, baby, I'm about to burn it down. And that ain't what we're trying to do. We're trying to make something taste good. Y'all feel me? We're not trying to do too much. So let me get this chopped up real quick. I'm excited to hop into the Bible today. I'm excited for everybody who keep coming back and like, oh no, we got something going. We done created a little thing. And I'm excited to where it's gonna go. So Let's see. Ooh, that might be too big, y'all. We're gonna have to chop these down a little bit. And I'm gonna show y'all how I chop them down. I don't know how y'all chop y'all veggies once y'all need them chopped down. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna chop this up right here. And once we do that, I'm about to show y'all what I do. Hold on. This the last one. This the last one. And spaghetti's pretty quick, so if you like the spaghetti and you like, girl, I know how to cook spaghetti, well, good for you, but I'm giving you some little tips and tricks on ways. So I'm gonna put all of these little veggies together, and all you gonna do is do this. I ain't got time to fine chop and stuff like that. They gonna get soft in the pan, and they're gonna be good. And that's what we're gonna do. And so once you do that, they all chopped up, they good, nice. We're gonna turn this heat up, and we're gonna put them in the pan. And then we're gonna chop our sausages up. And if you don't put sausage in your spaghetti, you sleep. Now, we don't eat pork around here, so we do use turkey, everything, but we're gonna get that in the pan in a minute. And then we're gonna chop up some onion real quick. Cause okay, I don't like to eat onion, but I like to cook with onion. So, and somebody says she ain't all that. That's okay. I love your opinion and your bluntfulness of how you feel. Everybody, you know, that's why they say beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, because, you know, you could feel some type of way, and that's your truth. Like, you stand on that, and then other people can feel another type of way. So I'm glad that you're able to voice the way you feel, and, you know, keep them right. Let them know she ain't all that. That don't make me feel no type of way, because I be like, honestly, to be honest with you, humbly, I am. But, you know, I'll let you feel how you want to feel. And that's like one of the things when they be like, respectfully, humbly. No, I really am her. I do it all. I really am like that girl. So if you don't feel that way, I feel you. Hopefully you got a girl that you feel that way about, though. Because everybody deserves the right to feel it. You know, like they that person, they her. All right, we'll throw these onions in here. And last but not least, we're going to cut up my little turkeys. And again, we're using turkey sausages. Whatever they got available, just use those, because why not? I'm going to use the big one, the little big link, because I like a lot of sausage in mine. And we're going to throw all of this in the same pot and get it cooking. And we about in there, y'all. How's y'all Friday been? What y'all been doing today? I've been here since I came across your page. I appreciate you. So what, when you came to my page, what was like, oh, okay, I'm going to rock with Shorty. Like, Shorty, she dope. Was it the motivation? Was it the dancing? Was it the, what was it? Thank y'all. Amber, where your mama at? She at home. I'm about to see her in a few weeks. We going to go on a cruise. And she going to be on the cruise with me. So I'm almost positive, y'all. She going to be on my live with me, showing her tail. She gonna be showing out and stuff. So I will bring Mama Shay back. Her name is Lil Shay. So I'm gonna bring Mama Shay back in a few weeks. And she gonna be so happy to know that y'all was asking about her, because I done been telling her for the longest, girl, start a TikTok page. Like, get on TikTok. Do your thing. She won't listen. And I told her she gonna be, I was like, girl, you really the star. You get on social media, whew, they ain't gonna know what to do with you. And let me get my little spoonful of garlic. Hold on, y'all. I know I got it here somewhere. I think I told y'all yesterday. I just seen that garlic. What I do with it? Oh, there you go. I told y'all yesterday we moving in about a week. Oh Lord, my hand's wet. I can't get it open. And so I refuse to buy anything else. I gotta clear out my refrigerator and my fridge, because I don't want to be moving no food products. But it be so hard, because it's like stuff that you know you need that you ain't got. So that'd be the hardest part. And so once you get these little veggies in here, baby, you get whatever seasoning you got in there, and you season them veggies up. Because you want to make sure they taste real good. You want to make sure they season real nice. And they got a little taste to them. If you don't know how to season food, I'm going to tell you, just grab what you got and start shaking. Because I ain't never tasted nobody food that I'm like, oh, this too seasoned. We don't do that around here. We just be throwing it in there. This is one of my favorites, though. If y'all be like looking for a seasoning, I really like this one. I really like this one. Oh, and also this one. And of course, our onion powder and garlic powder, everything. But I'm gonna do that to the sauce. All right. And now that we got that in there, I can start reading my Bible to y'all. Mix this up. Let's get started on our little Bible today. If y'all ready, like, go ahead and hit that heart. Let us know. Y'all ready to jump into the Bible? Y'all ready to jump into the Bible? Wow, section 8, we moving up. What you mean? Talking about this section 8? Shoot. I wish I was in section 8. Section 8 pay your bills. I wish I was. I really wish I was. I'm doing good. We about to read our Bible, so let's get into that. So yesterday, like I said, we already covered what we talked about yesterday. And so today we're going to go into Genesis 7. And Genesis 7 starts off with saying, Amplified Version, if you got your Bible. And the Lord said to Noah, come with all your household onto this ark. For I have seen you be righteous, and righteous meant upright and in right standing before me in this generation. And then he continues to say, of every clean beast you shall receive and take with you 7 pairs, a male and his mate. And the beasts are not a clean pair of each kind, the male and his mate. And then he says, also, all the birds in the air, 7 pairs, male and the female, to keep seeds, their kind, alive so they can reproduce on the land. And then he goes on to say, for the 7 days, I will cause it to rain upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. Well, I'm sorry, in 7 days. Let me correct myself. In 7 days, he will cause it to rain for 40 days and 40 nights. And every living substance and thing that I have made, I'm going to destroy. I'm going to wipe it away on the face of the earth. And Noah did everything that the Lord commanded him. So we're going to keep going. But I want y'all to understand right now, all we're hearing is obedience, obedience, obedience. The Lord is telling Noah something, and he is saying, okay, yes, I got you. I'm obeying you. I may not understand it. I may not be able to see the future of what you got going on, but in this moment, I am obeying you, God. Okay, I'm going to do it. So remember this. And so Noah was 600 years old when the flood of waters came upon the earth. And Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives went with him on this ark because of the waters of the flood. And of the clean animals and the animals that were not clean, of the birds and the fowls and everything that creeps on the ground was with him. They went in twos and two with Noah onto the ark, and the male and the female that God had commanded of Noah. And then after 7 days, the flood waters came upon the earth and the land. In the year 600 of Noah's life, it was the 17th day of the 2nd month, and the same day of the fountains of the great deep was broken up and burst forth, and the windows of floodgates of the heavens was open. And it rained upon the earth for 40 days and 40 nights. So for 40 days and 40 nights that it rained. And I'm speaking from, again, we take the stories of the Bible and we try to see how can it relate to our life. I say this every single time, and I'm going to say it again today. Everybody say I look like Cardi B. I've heard that so many times. Do I really? Hey. So 40 days and 40 nights. I want y'all to understand it. He's talking about flooding the earth. But think about when God has asked you to do something and God has asked you to stay steadfast and you try to do something, right? And you started whatever God has called you to do. And then next thing you know, you saying, oh, it didn't work. This ain't working. This ain't working, so I'm going to do X, Y, Z, A, B, C. And everybody has had that moment where God has called them to do something. God has told them this is where you're supposed to be. And because they couldn't stay steadfast in the process, they ended up throwing themselves off the journey. They ended up throwing themselves off a course of what God had them plans to do just because they didn't have the patience to see it through. Just because they didn't have the faith to say, God, I believe that you're leading me where you're supposed to be leading me. Because had Noah said, oh, baby, this too long. I'm tired of being in this boat. I don't really see no light. It's raining. I don't know what's going on. I don't believe this. Let me pull this boat over. Let me find somewhere to pull it over. And open these doors so I'm ready to get out. What would the story have been? So stay prudent, stay patient, stay steadfast in what God tells you to do. So So then we're going to go 40 days and 40 nights. On the same day, Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, the sons of Noah, and Noah's wives, and the 3 wives of the son, went into that ark, and each of the beasts according to their kind, all the livestock according to their kind, moving the things and creeping upon the land of every fowl of its kind, wings and things of every sort. Wings and things, I ain't talking about like the meal, but y'all know what I mean. So then they went into the ark with Noah, and two of all flesh were breathing in the spirit of life. And as they entered, the male and female of all flesh went to God that he had commanded, and the Lord shut him in and closed the doors around him. So I'm going to stop again here, because God is, again, commanded a couple of people, and it could be somebody on this live. He has commanded somebody to stay in the space that they are. And when I say stay in the space, I mean like, hey, get alone, get secluded, make sure you're listening to me, stay steadfast in my word. Don't shake left, don't shake right for what I'm doing. I am trying to enclose you in something to be able to almost bloom you like a flower. And are you listening to that message that God is giving you? Are you listening to that word? Are you listening and staying in the path that God is trying to put you on? Because a lot of times that we sit here and we say, okay, God, I've been listening to your word. I've been faithful. I've been practicing. I've been praying. I've been fasting. Sometimes all that stuff is good. The praying, the fasting, the prayer, the getting along, all that is good. But what you might be missing is the patient part. What you may be missing is, let me just keep staying on this path. Yeah, I've been praying. Yeah, I've been fasting. Yeah, I've been doing all of that. But maybe God just needed a couple more days to make it shape what he was going to make it shape. Per the Bible. That's what he told Noah. Just go in there. I'm going to lock you in. I don't need you going nowhere. But see, in the flesh, you have the option to go left, right. You have go straight. You can do whatever you want to do. So I want to make sure that you're listening to God and the messages. And when you are told to do something, you do it. Let me get something to put this stuff in so it don't burn up, so I can cook the meat. All right, because we done sauteed our little stuff, y'all. It's a little hot, so I'm going to get something to hold it. And then we're going to cook our ground beef. So this is all of our little vegetables and our little meat that's going to go in there. And then we're going to throw in our ground beef right now. And we're going to season the ground beef too. Don't throw your ground beef in there thinking just because you season that stuff that you ain't got to season your meat. You do got to season your meat. Hold on. And I'm a person who rinses off all my meat. But if you don't rinse off your ground beef, don't rinse it off. Whatever you do in your household and whatever give you the flavor that give you, you do your big one. That's just what I do. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to mash it up. And let me season this meat before we keep going on to our little Bible. So for this one, I'm going to use different seasons than what I use for my other meat because I want to make sure that everything got it. So first, I'm going to go in my garlic powder because everything I cook is going to have garlic powder on it. If you don't got no garlic powder, go buy some today. And then I'm going to use some onion powder, some black pepper. And now we're going to use a little bit of that. I ran out of Worcestershire sauce, but if I had, I think that's how you say it, Worcestershire. If that's how you say it, that's how you say it. But if you have Worcestershire, go use it. Uh-oh, that onion powder's out. Let me see if I got some more. Uh-oh, I might be out of there, y'all. I ain't out. I usually got extra seasoning somewhere. So that's onion powder. And then I'm going to put a little bit of Nature's Own seasoning. And I'm going to put a little bit of, where's my paprika? I'm going to put a little bit of paprika in there. And then we're going to keep on going on with our little word. Because we don't want to forget our word. And I think that might be the last of this one too. All right. And we're going to get rid of them. So we're going to let that cook. Let's mix that up for a second. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, that's hot. This pan is done got hot. All right. That's cooking. Okay. So where was we at? So on the same day they went in. Okay. And they went into the ark with Noah and two of all flesh that breathed the spirit of life. And then they enter male and female with all the flesh. God went in his command, and the Lord shut them in and closed them out. Okay, that's what we said. Then the flood, a flood meant downpour of rain, of the 40 days had came upon the earth, and the waters had increased and bored up the ark and lifted high above the land. And then the waters became mighty and increasingly greatly upon the land. The ark went gently floating upon the surface of the waters, and the waters prevailed so exceedingly, they were so mighty to the earth that the high hills of the whole sky was covered. In fact, the waters became 15 cubits higher than the highest hill that was covered. And the flesh ceased to breathe, all the air in the earth, the fowl, the birds, all of that stuff. Mankind died. It's gone. God wiped it out. And so everything on dry land with nostrils that breathed in the spirit of life had died. And God destroyed, blotted out, everything living that was upon the face of the earth. And the men and the animals was creeping upon the earth, and the heavens were destroyed from the land. Only Noah and his people remained alive. For those who was with him in the ark were safe. So we're going to go back. So God commanded Noah to go in to this ark. In the ark, I want you, every time you read the Bible, I want you to read it from 2025 provision. I don't want you to read it from when the Bible was written. I want you to read from, okay, I'm listening to the story. Every time I read a book, I always think, how can I apply this to my life? How can I make this work for me? What is God trying to say that was going on in this verse back in the day to me in 2025? Okay? So when I think about that, God had cleared out everything but left Noah breathing of life and air, and everybody that was with him. So when I heard that, and y'all can tell me if y'all got something else from this, is this a joke? It's not. I got you though. Hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Confirm. All right. Sorry, y'all. I think I'm on the wrong page. Which one is this? This on TikTok? Yeah, it's on TikTok. Okay. I had to block somebody. Somebody got a fake page. You trying to talk to me on Bitcoin. Block them. Report them. That's not me. Okay. So when he took Noah and he took his family and he secluded them, and he said, listen, y'all going to be the only ones living and breathing or whatever. In 2025, what that means to me is God is directing you to do something. And he's saying, if you listen to my word and you listen to the path that I'm leading you down, I am going to save you and your family. That doesn't mean from literal life and death. It could mean like in the world that we're living in, God is going to exalt you from everything else that is going on around you. So you may have people struggling. You hear what's going on right now. You hear that people say they're struggling with money. You hear that people say the eggs too high. You hear that people are saying they ain't got no house. They losing their job. It is so much in the world going on right now. And so when you reading this, what I read that if you follow God and you follow the word and you follow the commandments that he's given to you, then in turn, God is going to make sure that you are safe. He is going to make sure you are safe, and he's going to make sure that everybody around you has safety, has covenant under his word because you listen to his guidance. If y'all got something else from that, y'all already know. I love to tell y'all, tell me. Like, let me know. If y'all got something else, let me know what y'all understood so maybe I can see a different perspective because I want to make sure that what I'm understanding, that's just my interpretation. The interpretation only comes from experience. It only comes from the knowledge that you already know. So if you know something different than me and you like, hold on, sis, I think you mean this. Help us stop. I'll take it. I'll take it. So if y'all agree, be like, sis, I feel you. I feel what you're saying. And if y'all don't, be like, sis, you wrong. This is what I think it means. Y'all let me know. I see you teaching that plus a B plus. Amber, hope you enjoy your day. Thank you for that. I hope you enjoy your day as well. Hope you enjoy your day. What's happening? What's up? Okay. Are you reading it? I am reading it. I'm reading it from the word. As it comes up, I'm reading it. The commandments are the internal law to build a fruitful life. Yes, you agree. All right, well, let's keep going then. I feel like we all on the same page. I want to make sure we're on the same page before I keep going because I ain't want to lose y'all. And y'all be like, I'm confused, girl. What you talking about? I want to make sure we all locked in. We all good, okay? So then let's find my little place because I done lost my place. Where was we at? I gotta start, y'all, because I don't remember where we was at. Okay, so, and the waters prevailed mightily on the earth for 150 days. I had just turned the page, so we ain't even read it yet. Okay, and God remembered that Noah and every living thing and the animals were with him in the ark. And God made the wind blow over the land, and the water sank down. And the fountain of the deep and the windows of the heavens were closed, and gushing from the rain of the sky was checked. And the waters receded from the lands continually. And at 150 days, the waters had diminished. On the 77th day of the 7th month, and the ark came to rest at a place. It came to rest at a place. And I want to tell you that the place named Armenia, but if you say it differently, that's fine. And the waters continued to diminish for the 10th month. On the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the high hills were seen. So the water had got so low that finally you could see the hilltops of it. Like, it was so high that you just couldn't see nothing. Now you can see something. You feel me? You can see something. Your eyes and your vision is clear now. And so he sent forth a raven. Y'all know a raven is a bird, but if you didn't know a raven was a bird, it was a bird. And he sent it out, and which kept going to and from where the waters was to drop on the land. Then he sent forth a dove to see the waters had deceased from the surface of the ground. But the dove found no resting place for which it to rest, and returned to the ark, for the waters were yet to face the whole land and the earth. So he put forth his land and drew him back to the ark. So what I get from this is, when you're going on your journey and God is directing you to do something, you gotta test the waters. And what that means is, you might be thinking this is supposed to happen in 30, 60, 90 days. But God may not be ready for you to reach this breakthrough, reach this blessing, reach what he wants you to reach and be able to teach who he wants you to teach until 220 days. So what you have to do, you have to be able to test the waters. Let me step out there on faith. Let me see if God is ready, if this is my moment. If it's not, trust me, you will know. It won't look like what you have seen the vision to look. It won't feel like what you feel like it should feel like. And that's okay. That means, okay, this isn't my moment. This is not my moment that I'm supposed to be waiting for. Let me give it a little bit more time and then try it again. And so that's what Adam did. Not Adam. That's what Noah did. He kept sending the raven back out. He kept sending it back and forth. Okay, today isn't the day. That's fine. I'm going to send it out tomorrow, and I'm going to see what tomorrow got going on. Oh, tomorrow really ain't popping? Like, I done sent my bird up. My bird done came back. My bird said, I can't land nowhere. Okay, let me do it again the next day. And that's what I talked about, patience. Y'all have to understand the obedience and the patience of God is going to get you where you're supposed to be. So when you start to think that everything is not working and you just losing and the world is coming down, it's really not. It's really not. What's happening is you just needed a little bit more time. You need to give God a little bit more grace to make sure I'm in the right position at the right time for God to place me where I'm supposed to be. And somebody says, sometimes our blessings are delayed because God needs us to get in position. You just said something there. You just said something there. That was so good. That was really so good. And I want y'all to mark that comment because I'm actually going to pin that comment. Because that was a good one. Hold on. I'm about to pin this comment on IG. Because, let me see, hot pin it. There we go. Because he's right. A lot of times we have to get in position. You might be 2 steps left. And I need you to just step 1 step right. So you right there where I need you to be. You are going to meet every opportunity at every moment that you needed to do. So he is right. Hold on, y'all. I got to mix this stuff back together. And then we can finish up our verse. And because I bought the beef that really ain't had no grease, y'all can see. If y'all buy like the beef at like the no fat in the beef, I don't know if y'all buy that beef. But if y'all do buy that beef, y'all see it's no grease in the beef. Like the beef is just beef. There's no grease. So I would tell y'all to buy the higher beef. But if you can't afford the higher beef because the world is expensive. It's expensive out there. Get what you can get and just drain your beef. It's okay. It's all right. So we're going to mix all this together. And when you mix it all together, it's going to look like you might be trying to make some type of gumbo or something. But we ain't making no gumbo, okay? We ain't doing none of that. So we're going to put that in there. Let it get together. And then, like I told y'all, today we're using canned spaghetti sauce. If you like to make your own sauce, we're going to do this on live one day. I'm going to come on here and make my own spaghetti sauce with y'all so y'all can taste it. It's really, really good, but it takes like 3 hours instead of 30 minutes. So we did do that today. And I add a little bit of water into my spaghetti can because I don't waste no sauce. I'm not a waster. If you rich and you ain't got to do that, you do what you got to do. But I add water to my stuff. And that's okay because it still be tasting real good. Give it a little bit of extra juice. And I'm only going to put a little bit of water in this one. And then we're going to let it do it. We're going to put a little bit more seasoning in. Uh-oh. I ain't put a lid on it good, y'all. Hold on. Make sure you put a lid on it because it's going to sprout everywhere. And you see it got the rest of my little sauce. Alright, so now my can pretty much clear. If I can't see through my can, oh, we got to start it back over again because I'm not wasting all that sauce. You do what you gonna do, but that ain't what she gonna do. She ain't gonna do all that. So we're gonna go ahead and mix this up real quick. And let me go ahead and put some seasoning in, y'all. Hold on. So it's gonna do what it's gonna do. I done got it. It done popped on my Bible. Oh no. All right, I got it off. Let me get a lid because that can't get on my Bible. I need my Bible. I'm gonna let that sit for a second because then I'm gonna be able to tell exactly what it needs. Because I season the meat, I season the vegetables and the sausage. So now I'm gonna go in here, not in the Bible, Lord Jesus. That's what I said. I'm not a Bible. So I'm gonna let it sit in here. I'm gonna let it cook for a second. I'm gonna let it get all the taste in there. I'm gonna get a spoonful. I'm gonna taste exactly what it needs, and I'm gonna tell y'all how we about to do what it's gonna do. Let's go back to our Bible though. Okay, so he's sitting at Raven Eye. It wasn't ready. The Raven came back. He waited another 7 days, and I want y'all to really count in and pay attention on the 7 days, the number 7. Because if y'all see that when we went up, he was talking about the 77th day for the 7th month. And now he's talking about the 7th day again. Good stuff happens in the increments of 7. If you do not believe that, I can't help you. I'm just letting you know. But I believe in the number 7. That's actually my favorite number. So when I get to thinking about, oh, what am I trying to plan? I plan my weeks by the week, the number 7. It's a reason that the weeks are in 7s. So when I'm waiting for God to give me a blessing, I'm doing it in increments of 7. So God is going to show up when he's going to show up. Sometime, I feel like, in the next 7 days. That's how I be feeling. I be like, okay, God told me this. Let me make sure I'm staying diligent. Let me make sure I'm doing. And I may not get my breakthrough in 7 days, but I'm going to get a sign that I'm doing the right thing in 7 days. Because 7 is really big to me. So, anyways, we're going to keep going. So he waited another 7 days and sent the dove out, and it came right on back to the ark. So he came back to him that evening, and behold, in his mouth was a newly sprouted and freshly plucked olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had subsided from the land. Then he waited another 7 days and sent forth the dove and did not return to him anymore. In the year 601 of Noah's life, on the first day of the first month, the waters were drying up from the land, and behold, the surface of the ground was drying. And on the 27th day of the second month of the land was entirely dry. And God spoke to Noah, saying, go forth from the ark, you, your wife, your sons, and their wives to you. Bring forth every living thing that I brought to you in flesh, the birds, the beasts, and the creepers of the creep of the ground, and make them breed abundantly in the land. And please, go be fruitful and multiply. And so then he said, Noah went forth with his wife and his sons and their wives, and after being in the ark for 1 year and 10 days. And that's why I tell y'all, so we read these Bibles and we're reading these stories, and so the story seems so sped up. It's like, okay, God, when you read the Bible, if you're not paying attention to the timeline, you see everything happening over like real quick. It seemed like, oh, God took him out here today, and then he blessed on tomorrow, and then that's what God did. So why God ain't doing that for me? Y'all hear that he was in that thing for a whole year, sitting still, staying steadfast to what God had told him to do. And because of that, his life had became plentiful, and then he became generation on generation on generation just because he followed God. So we're going to stop right there. No. We got 3 more verses, and then we're going to stop right there. We ain't even going to go to 9. We're going to talk about 8 because 8 has so much, so I love that. Okay, so every beast and every creeping thing and every bird, whatever moves on the land, went forth to families out of the ark. And Noah built up the altar to the Lord and took every clean animal out of the clean fowl of the bird and offered a burnt offering to the altar. When the Lord smelled the pleasing odor, the sin of satisfaction in his heart, the Lord said to himself, I will never again curse this ground because of man. For the imagination, the strong desire, of a man's heart is evil and wicked from his youth. So from the time that I create you, from the time that you come out, you are considered evil and wicked because you are of the flesh. You are not of the spirit. God understands that. This was in the very beginning. This wasn't even when Jesus had popped out. Like, this in the beginning. So, because of man, okay. So then he said, will I ever smite and destroy every living thing as I have done, while the earth remains, seed times and harvest, cold, heat, and summer, winter and summer, and day and night shall not cease. So from this moment, it was commanded that I'm not ending nothing based on the negative effects of a human, because humans are flawed. And so knowing this, applying this to our life, if you have an understanding, please give me your understanding. I want it. Like, I want to understand, like, different perspectives. This is just how I interpret. And my interpretation doesn't mean that it's 100% right. That's just what I understand. So if you understand something different, you let me know. So what I understood from this was God understands that we were flawed. He understands that I ended the world because of flawed humans. However, y'all are about to go reduplicate all of this flawedness. So then when it comes to blessings in real time, you are not going to not be blessed if you are diligent in the work of God, because you may be flawed, because you may have sin, because you may fall short of the glory of God. I'm not going to punish you where you never become blessed, but I am, if you follow in my word, going to bless you more. I'm going to give you an upper hand if you are here trying to be the best version of yourself you can be. And so when I read this, I was like, wow, Noah, I want to be more like Noah. I can't be perfect. I can't be like great. I still am who I am. And I really believe that Jesus, well, God created all of us to be who we are. And I believe that your flaws that you have are actually your strengths if you play to them. Because the flaws that you have, that reaches a certain crowd of people. The flaws that you have help you resonate with a certain type of person. And if you are diligent in that, and if you really stand 10 toes down in that, you don't know who you can reach and who you can inspire and who you can uplift just by being similar to them. Because I'm telling you, I probably can't walk in a church and go stand on the stage and be a preacher or a pastor. They gonna say, Miss Ma'am, first of all, I got spaghetti sauce on my pants. Second of all, they gonna say, Miss Ma'am, you wear crop tops. You not even covered up, man. You over here, you got your, I guess I kind of got my bosoms out a little bit. Not too much, but I guess I kind of got them out a little bit. Ma'am, that ain't what we represent. Ma'am, you got on these tight pants. Where is your long gown that's loose? I don't like it. Ma'am, the way that you speak is not as articulate as I would like it to be. So I probably couldn't walk in a church and be taken serious as a preacher or a pastor. But I do understand that I could walk in certain environments and I could be taken serious. They could hear me, they could see me. So when they see me, they can resonate with me. And once you can resonate with me and I start telling you the word of God and what God has done for me and how God has worked in my life, and if you can open up your heart, you can still be who you want to be. But as long as you can understand the words that I am telling you that God has told me to teach you and reach you, I can change your life. And it's not I can change your life. I can give you the words of God that can change your life. And just being a vessel of God. So when I read this, I was like, okay, Noah was diligent in God's word. I want to be diligent in God's word. And I want to show up the best I can every single day. I want to be the best version I can of myself every single day. But I still want to do it authentically who God created me to be. I really believe everything I do. I get comments online. Y'all, I get comments and they be like, you can't represent God. You talking about God and you look like that. How? You ain't no Christian. You doing this. How? You doing it. How? And them comments do not deplete me. Them comments do not affect me. Them comments fuel me. Because I'm like, wow, God is really using me in a way that other people who are so stuck in a certain mindset can't even understand. And so I believe when I step into the gates of heaven, I believe he gonna be like, you did my work. You did what I asked you to do. You didn't change up. You didn't switch up. You were still a good person, but just because of the way I look and whatever it is, the way I speak may not be how you speak, but you did exactly what I needed you to do. You touched exactly who I needed you to touch. You stood steadfast in my word every single day. And for that, come on in. And I'm okay with that. So that's what I want to tell y'all today. Whoever is watching this, I want to make sure that don't let nobody discourage you on your journey. You may not be perfect today. You may not be the presentation of what they would put on a poster. But if God has been touching you and God has been telling you to do something, you need to follow that. And when you tell your family, if you ain't even like really big on God and stuff like that, and you tell your family like, I feel like God been telling me this. I feel like God like been speaking to me, and they condemn you for that, that mean you on the right track. That mean they brought down Jesus. They condemn Jesus. You think they ain't gonna condemn you? Like, you crazy. So if you really feel like God been speaking to you, I want you to lean more into that. I want you to be okay with that. And I want you to be okay with not being perfect. I want you to be okay with saying, I believe in God today. I accept God in my life today. And tomorrow, I might really go and mess up. Tomorrow, I might really not be the person that God wants me to be. I'm going to repent, and I'm going to try again tomorrow. I'm going to try again the next day. I'm going to try again the next day. And, you know, just keep doing what you're doing. And that's what I feel. Hold on. We're not perfect. We're not perfect. And so people try to make it seem like, I tell people all the time when we online, I start responding to it. But I used to tell people, I'd be like, so listen, you're telling me what I do wrong. You're telling me that you don't like how I look or whatever. And like when I tell you that I am so unbothered by that, I want you guys to understand I am so unbothered. Because I really feel so filled by God, who he is. But I also don't condemn people for what other people look like. So if I see somebody out there, I'm trying to think of something. If I see somebody out there selling drugs today and shot somebody up, I don't really know about nobody who do this, but I'm just giving you an example. So somebody they selling drugs today and they done shot somebody up, and tomorrow they talking about God, I'm not going to be the one. My heart don't even go to the way of saying, ain't no way you can believe in God. You done been on these drugs. You just killed somebody. Ooh, I can't, like, my heart don't even go that way. My heart is literally open to whatever God created you to be. He knew the path that you was going to be on. And he knew exactly what you were going to do before you did it. So not saying that makes it right. That is not what I'm saying. But what I am saying that makes it where God has something to work on. If you are this perfect Christian, if you are everything is great, God can't work on you no more. God can't use the perfect person anymore because you already think you've made it there. But when you're accepting to know that I have sins and I am flawed and I have something to work on, God can still use you. And God can still push you to your next dimension because he's saying, hey, listen, I haven't given up yet. And I still have a testimony for this person. I still can. Ooh, it's bubbling. It smells so good, y'all. I still can use this person because they're not perfect. But once somebody start claiming to be the everything Christian, the all-around Christian, can't do no wrong, how can God build you up from that? How can you be built up from perfection? You can't. So I just want y'all to remember, like, when y'all are on y'all journey, be like Noah. Be obedient to what you hear. Be quick to listen to what you hear. Make sure you pray because you got to make sure you got to have the discernment to make sure that it is God speaking to you and not Satan, because Satan will dress something up for you and make it look real good. And sometimes it's kind of hard to distinguish. I've had these moments where I've had to say, is this God or is this Satan? Because in this moment I'm confused. Like, it looks good, it sounds good, but I'm just not sure where this is coming from. So you do have to sit in that moment. You do have to pray in those moments. And you do have to say, let me make sure this is God leading me where I'm supposed to be. But when you are certain, you have a feeling when it's God. And when you are certain that's the feeling that's coming from God, act. Do what Noah did, act. God told Noah to build that ark. What Noah did? Honey, give me my, I don't even know if they had hammers. Give me my hammer, give me my nail. I ain't got the time to talk. I gotta build. I gotta build. Me and my family got somewhere to go. We got somewhere to be saved from. I don't got time to talk to y'all. You want to hang out? I don't got time. You want to go to brunch? I'm sure they had like some kind of brunch or something back in the day. I don't want to go. I can't come eat your rice and beans. I got to make sure I'm diligent in God's word. So make sure that you're doing the same thing. And we going to all be good together, y'all. So I am, yes, be quick to listen and slow to speak. You just said it. You just said it. God is our creator, so he know how to get the message to us, the Holy Spirit, period. So I'm glad, like, it's so beautiful watching y'all understand on y'all's own time and being able to share this with this community, because you don't understand the words that you're putting in here. God could have led somebody here not even to listen to me. He could have led them here because he knew what your comment was going to say, and he needed them to be able to hear and see exactly what you're saying in this moment. So I'm very appreciative for you to be able to interact with this. I'm very appreciative for you to be vulnerable enough to open up a comment, because I do understand when you put comments out sometimes, people attack that and they be like, ooh, why I even open my mouth? I shouldn't even done that. No, I'm glad that like on this live, I'm glad we can be vulnerable, we can be open, we can be transparent, we can help each other grow. We can help each other, you know, learn what we need to learn. Because I really believe by the time we get to the end of this Bible, we only own Genesis 9. We got a while. We got a long while. But I believe by the time we get to the end of this, y'all, it's going to be so beautiful. And we're going to have a real deal community that is just different. They're going to be different. And it's going to be beautiful. So, we went live today. My spaghetti is almost done. I'm about to cook my noodles. They may find uncomfortable. Okay, so hold on. Live restricted for some audience. Your live contains things that may be found uncomfortable and has been restricted. Okay, so live visibility restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendations. All right, so somebody reported me because of what I'm talking about, but that's okay. That's okay. Somebody literally just reported me because they said that what I was talking about made them uncomfortable. That's okay though, because we still going. So they're not going to recommend my live, but we don't need to recommend it. Whoever's supposed to be on here is supposed to be on here, so we on here. We on here, and that's what we doing. So I got my spaghetti about done. I'm about to put my noodles on, but y'all see exactly how I made it. I'm probably about to sauce it up just a little bit. It's really boiling, so I need to turn it down because I got to do how y'all. And we're going to eat soon. But I hope that y'all enjoy this. Right, rebuke all of that, y'all. I ain't even stating it. I literally feel like whatever happens, thank you. Whatever happens is supposed to happen for a reason. And, you know, it is what it is. I'm not worried about it. What time do you go live every day? I didn't get the notification. So I go live between 5 and 6 o'clock every day. It's usually like right at 5:30 though. So I would tell you like check at 5:30 to see. I don't know how the notifications things work honestly, but if you have the notifications turned on, hopefully it comes to your phone. But 5:30. If you check in 5:30, I'm gonna be live. 5:30, I'm gonna be live. And we're going to go over the Bible every single day. We literally going chapter by chapter. We're breaking down what each chapter means and what it means or whatever. So I hope that y'all enjoy this. It is Friday night. So I want y'all to go enjoy yourself. I want y'all to be safe. I have a message to make sure that everybody, I say this on my stories all the time. So if y'all don't follow me on Instagram or Facebook, y'all probably don't see my stories. And my stories are, hey, it's Friday. I hope y'all woke up looking good. I hope y'all woke up feeling good. I hope y'all go to bed looking good and feeling good. If you go out tonight, no texting and driving, no drinking and driving. Arrive where you're going safe, because your life and other people's life is more valuable than that few moments of I'm trying to save a little money and get home, or I got this. It's okay not to have it. Let God handle it. Get in the car with somebody else and be safe, because I want to make sure that we get this, continue to do this, and our community keeps continuing to be strong, because I'm starting to see the names on here. And if I don't start seeing y'all and I hear that something happened to y'all, I'm going to really be heartbroken. Like, I'm like, oh my God, we was just talking. And I don't like that. So make sure you're being safe if y'all are doing. What's your Instagram? My names are the same across all platforms, @_Amber Denise. 2 E's, not one. Don't you forget it. That's my thing. And yeah. So until I come back, talk to y'all later. Y'all gonna have some fun. My spaghetti's done. All I gotta do is make the noodles. If y'all know how to boil no noodles, put some water, put a little bit of oil in the pot, and put the noodles on. Okay? So I will talk to y'all later, and y'all have a good night. Bye. Somebody. Let me see. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.